Dark Fate review. This is the finale to my Terminator series of reviews, so if you'd like to see my review for all the previous Terminator movies, well, you can check those out. I may eventually cover the Sarah Chronicles TV show, but other than that, I doubt I'm going to cover anything else. I think that's all the Terminator, TV shows and movies anyways. I've covered all the movies, but I may later on cover that show. Not really sure. Maybe if it's streaming somewhere, I'll have to spend the time checking that show out. But basically, I really liked it. I really liked Terminator 1 and 2. I really liked Terminator 2. Terminator 1 is okay. I think it doesn't hold up as well as some people think it does. And the sequels, been kind of all the way through. And this one I really didn't hate as much as I've seen some people flip out about. Like, the people really hate this one. Maybe it's because it came out in the year 2019, people hate everything on the internet now, and this is what people do. But, it's like, I didn't hate this movie that much. I don't think it was, Terminator 2 good, but it had some cool concepts. It had some cool Terminators. And I am going to talk a little bit about spoilers in this movie. It's more of a recent movie, but it's been out for a while, so I feel like you should have seen it by now. But basically, in this movie, John Connor dies within the first 5 minutes, which people didn't like in Genesis, which I found really weird, because they marketed this movie around Edward Furlong going to Comic-Con saying, yeah, I'm in the movie. And it's like people were getting interested, excited, theorizing what his role was in the movie. And then he died in not the best de-aging CGI, but he died. And people don't really like that in Genesis, so I don't know why they went back to doing that in this movie. But then we kind of go with this female Terminator, and we literally just go on the same plot as Terminator 2. And that's my biggest issue with this movie. It feels like the 2016 Ghostbusters reboot. And what I mean by that is it's not as bad as that. I think the action here is good. I think a lot of the stuff here is okay. But it feels very disrespectful to the original Terminator franchise in the sense that you're just taking the same movie and remaking it with a woman. Instead of, But it made sense to do this more with Terminator, but like Ghostbusters, it's the same plot as Ghostbusters, except it has women now. And I'm not mad that per se it has women as the stars of the movie. It's like, I don't really care. But it's like, there's this push for diversity. And I've made videos why I think that's an important thing. But I think it's irritating when it's like, you can tell some studio executive probably came in here and said, put this woman in this movie, we can market this based off diversity. And it's like, well, why don't you just make a good new series of movies instead of ruining a classic old one? Because this movie has the problem of it's just Terminator 2 again. And not only that, but it kind of ruins, the ending of Terminator 2, where there's this hopeful ending. And it's like, well, this doesn't really continue off that story. And it's not a very good movie. And that's my problem. Is like, it's kind of like The Force Awakens to me, mixed with the Ghostbusters reboot, where it's trying to do this, let's put women in the movie, make them the stars, and then it's also trying to do the soft reboot thing where Force Awakens did, and where, the other movies are still canon, but they're just the same movie again. And if you look at The Force Awakens, it's a well-made movie. It's well edited, it's well shot, it's pretty. The effects in that movie are good, but when you break down what is wrong with that movie, the problem is that it is just the same movie as A New Hope, and nothing new, and I think that's fine there, and I think it's fine here, but I just wish it was something more, especially since, this was James Cameron's return to this franchise, and people expected a lot more, and I expected more, and it was nothing. This was a nothing movie. I was very disappointed with this movie. I wish it was a better film, but it is not a terrible film. I think it is probably the best Terminator sequel ever made, and I know some people are really going to hate me for that one, but honestly, it is. terms of how well this film was made, how well it's written compared to the other ones. Well, I wouldn't say the best Terminator sequel. The best one since Terminator 2, obviously. That's what I meant. But, that's what I kind of say there. I think this film is a decent movie. I think people need to calm down a little bit. Like, it's not the atrocious kind of thing that people make this film out to be. It's like, no, it's not. It's not that bad. Calm down.